My mentor from SCORE is absolutely amazing. When we got closer to opening, I think he was just as excited as I was to see this dream become reality. I am the owner of Sweat Fitness. It stands for Sisters Work Together. We provide group classes, and I have a wide variety of classes. I was influenced to seek help from SCORE from a neighbor. She suggested I apply for SCORE and get a mentor. I've never done anything like this before. And that is how I was paired up with the most amazing mentor you could ask for.
We offer an organic way of hair removal, which is made with all natural ingredients of a sugar paste made of water, sugar, and lemon juice. You can actually eat it. It's edible. So it is very organic. And it gives an alternative for people who have had bad experience with traditional hot wax or are allergic or have experienced burns or more ingrown hairs. So it allows them another alternative for hair removal anywhere on the body.
I bake pastries. I bake 2 kinds of cakes and banana and pumpkin bread and muffins. And they're all natural ingredients, and they're minimal ingredients, and they are all vegan. So instead of using dairy, I use like almond milk. So that's what I do. I bake, and I am now selling in JP Mino coffee shops in Hagerstown. It's 2 locations there, and I'm in the Common Market in Frederick, both of those stores. And I just started in Dublin Roasters, and I'm just excited about that.
We're working with my coach from SCORE. And there was Norman Bickman. He been talking to him for a long time, and would run ideas past him, and he said, man, you have so many good ideas that you should just probably even write a book about it to help others. Because as a coach for SCORE, that's one of the biggest problems he runs into when he takes on new clients, is how to get them started or where they want to focus their time. They know they want to be entrepreneurs. They just don't know what business that they want to go into. That inspired me to write my book.
Melanie Horner. I am owner, baker, cake decorator, everything at the cake studio. We specialize in custom cakes, wedding cakes, anniversary cakes, birthday cakes, everything. We do also cookies and brownies and all the other little things, but cakes are really our specialty.
Started making cheesecakes about 9 years ago, and the restaurant that I was currently working at from 2010 to 2020 shut down at the beginning of COVID, which left me with an opportunity to make changes in my life. And at the same time, I didn't really know what to do, and people had been pushing me to work for myself making cheesecakes for a long time. And COVID basically gave me the courage to do that.
I am Rhonda Lang, owner and artisan baker of Raise the Bar, which is a business that I specialize in artisan brownies, blondies, and other types of bar goodies. And I make them actually individually in baking cup liners that can be baked right on a sheet pan. And then I individually package them with my branding, which part of my, I'll say, mission statement is that each one is made with a sprinkle of love. So my branding reflects that, as well as the bar goodies themselves and kind of my personality, I will say. I would say that a lot of my bar goodies, well, all of them have my personality, definitely, baked right in.
I am the owner of Priscilla's Pound Cakes. Started off as a cottage food business and recently transitioned into a brick and mortar location downtown Frederick, Maryland. And we focus on making gourmet pound cakes in a variety of flavors. I started in fall of 2020, took a little pause after I had my second child, who's now 9 months old. So I'm now getting back into the thrust of things and looking forward to future business growth.
Hope was started as Avery Road Alumni Association in 2014. It was a group of people with lived experience with substance abuse recovery that wanted to help people who were new coming in and starting their lives over again. So we came into the local treatment center to do support groups, and we decided we wanted to be a nonprofit. So we found a gentleman that was willing to do our application, but we had to raise money for the fee. So we started doing coffee houses all over town, and the greater recovery community wanted to be a part of it, but because of our name, they felt excluded. So we changed our name to Tree of Hope Association. And it just took off from there. So it went from doing peer groups in the local treatment center to today, we do peer groups in all the local shelters, a lot of the treatment centers. We do one-on-one peer support to all the local treatment centers and all the local shelter systems. And right now, I think we're serving about 80 people in the community through our peers. We also train peers. So as we train people, we give them the work experience to go out to find employment. To be certified, you need 500 hours of work experience. So we have those people out there doing one-on-one peer support, helping people get their lives together.
At the beginning, we teach you how to shoot the bows, and then you get a couple practice rounds. It doesn't require that much skills as much as you would think. And then after that, there's all these different game modes. This is what makes this really fun. So within the hour booking, you have like over 8 different game modes, mini games basically that you do that keeps it fun, interesting, and the objective changes. So it's not randomly shooting arrows, for 1 hour at each other. And there's obstacles you can hide behind like paintball.
Hi, my name is Sean Reday. I am the owner of Learners Crew House Development Center on the west side of Baltimore. So I am a director, a child care provider at Learners Crew House Development Center. I provide quality child care for children inside of Rosemont Elementary School. So I'm housed in Rosemont Elementary School, which is my old elementary school. I'm in my old classroom when I was in pre-K. Yeah. So I've been in the child care field since my son was, when I was pregnant with him in 2013. So I was working in as an assistant teacher. I started as an assistant teacher, worked my way up until a assistant director over the years. So it's been about 10 years. So I've been working with children for about 10 years. My main focus now is providing quality childcare for children in less fortunate areas. So here in West Baltimore, where there's a lot of crime, children really aren't paid attention to, really from these ages, from the younger ages on up. They're witnessing a lot that they shouldn't. So my whole agenda was to provide a safe house, sort of, to help them learn, to help them grow and become something, really.
I'm Deanna of Deanna's Delights. Deanna's Delights is a healthy bakery or healthy dessert company that features desserts free of the top 6 to 7 allergens. So no dairy, no nuts, no eggs, no tree nuts, shellfish, and we have soy-free options as well. So a lot of moms can feel safe eating our desserts because we are allergen friendly. But the best part about it, we're delicious enough that others who do not have issues with allergies will try our desserts, eat them, and enjoy them.
My name is Alexandra Herndon. I'm the CEO of MMI Consulting Group. We're an award-winning district-based CBE, which is a certified business enterprise, minority-owned business within DC. We provide training expertise in the areas of training, business development, financial management, professional development, health services, and supplier diversity. Currently, we have a few programs going on within DC providing small business development solutions. And so we work with small businesses that are district-based, and we meet with them one-on-one, providing business development, professional development. We have a 12-month curriculum that we provide to them. We support them with any of their technical needs as well. And that is from the program side. On our facilitation side, we facilitate a lot of meetings throughout the district, whether they're virtual or in person. We have facilitators and coordinators that help set up the meetings and make sure that they run properly. And also we provide reports at the end of each meeting. From a training solution standpoint, we are instructional system designers. And so we can pretty much build anything as long as we have a subject matter expert. We have been leaning heavily on more of the small business development training inside of supplier diversity offices within larger organizations. And so they have found a huge need to support small businesses in being able to not only bid on business, but win business. And so we support them in building their curriculum so that they can teach them some of the things that they probably need to learn. Most businesses do the business part of the business well. So if you're a doctor, you're a good doctor, but you may not know how to run in a whole office or a business. If you're a jewelry maker, you may be able to make great jewelry, but again, from the other side, being able to make those connections, get funding, all of those things. So we provide those type of curriculum development, and then we go back and train the trainer. So we work within the organization to train the subject matter expertise and maybe some of the other people that have good presentation skills. We train them on the actual content, and then they are able to train the community.
My name is Maisha Rice, and I'm the CEO and founder and therapist for Whole Family Healing Group. So I am a licensed clinical social worker, and I do clinical mental health. I diagnose and treat mental health and substance use disorders. So I'm also able to do individual, family, couples therapy, and also trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy.
Hi, I'm Jessica Lee. I am the CEO of a women-owned small business, HubZone certified consulting firm called 413. We work with the Department of State and Department of Defense to make our country safer by working with partner nations, their security sectors. We work with the police, the courts, the military. We do research, we do programs. We fundamentally believe in the work that the US government does, and we want to make it better.
I am a professional concert violinist, and I've had a 30+ year career in that, engaging in almost every way you can engage as a musician. So classical music, of course, orchestral, and chamber music, but also I have a jazz CD, bluegrass. I've played with Stevie Wonder, rock bands. There are CDs of every type, TV, and I even have played for presidents and kings. So that's kind of my violinistic life. And I'm also a certified life coach, and I'm working specifically with classical musicians at every level and every stage of that journey. I'm currently working in music festivals, so I'm working with college level students that are beginning to take their auditions. I have worked and am working with private clients that are in major orchestras that are taking auditions, and what's holding them back that they're believing that can help them move towards winning more auditions. But more than that is almost like they're past the can I get a job, and they're how would I like to live my life? Now that I have this, how else would I like to engage? And that goes all the way through to people who want to live outside the classical music box, which is really where our field wants to go. and was given a little bit of permission to go because of the pandemic.
It comes in 3 different colors. Nothing different between the 3 colors. It's just so that you give children a choice. Or asparagus. They may not want either, but if you're going to give them a choice and they feel, and so this is what it looks like. And you fill it up with gases and it fills up like this. And then they breathe the gases in and out like this. The first time we went with Apedia, it went great. She was, I don't know if this is on the website. It's not on the website, but the second time I met her was when I had my prototype, and we went into the back, and she was kicking and screaming and crying so hard, snot's coming out of her nose, and people were trying to hold her. And I just filled up my balloon and walked over to her, and this is just the prototype. And I said, and I whispered, I was like, "Hey Z, want to play with my balloon?" And she's punching with one hand. She reaches over, grabs the balloon, sticks it in her mouth, and starts, like, I didn't even prompt her. She just knew what to do. She went to sleep. And the second time, the next month, I tweaked it a little bit more, and I met her, and I walked into the OR room. This time she started jumping up and down. I get in the back, I filled up the balloon, I went to hand it to her. She snatched it out of my hand. She literally pushed me away, and she looked me in the eye and she goes, "I can do it myself." And she did. She put herself to sleep. And that was the night I went home. And I told my husband, I really need to bring this to market, because if it could make that big a difference with seeing. And then slowly after that, like, her mother started coming back, and she, changed. It completely changed her. It completely changed her whole experience.
As TJ mentioned, my name is Jen Duff. I'm the president and co-founder of Totem. TJ and I met actually prior to starting Totem in another company, and we had the great fortune of working together and really learning each other's styles. And we felt that we had a really great sort of synergy in working together, and that shared the same values around authenticity and curiosity and creating a sense of belonging. And so given that, we decided in 2018 to go on our own and start a small business really focused, as TJ mentioned, on people, change, and measured impact, and really showing clients how we're able to help them adopt new ways of working or take on new challenges with a lens not only to what are we going to do, but how are we going to do it in a way that resonates with people, culture, and the way we show up as an organization. And so we've been working to build this for the past 5 years. It's been exciting with some challenges along the way, as well as some wonderful surprises. And so it's been a great experience thus far. And we're super grateful, honestly, for the support that we got through the SCORE mentorship program when we started planning this out, and how to do this in a way that would sustain and grow our organization, and what we as leaders needed to be thinking about.
My name is Sue O'Hora. I'm a writer, producer, and director, and my company is called Rising Night Productions. I specialize in doing short form video for organizations, corporations, nonprofits, government agencies, anything from short series that educate or orientation videos to things that are more public service announcement style types of videos. So lots and lots of short form content, and a lot of video that ends up being cross-purposed into social media.
So my name is Connie Inukai, and actually I was a writing professor at the University of Maryland for 40 years. And I retired and I became an entrepreneur at age 70, okay? Actually a grandmapreneur at age 70. Now, most people, when they start a business, they learn all about digital marketing before they get into high school. I'm still learning it, okay? So I have a lot of things going on, and I'm 75 now, and I have 2 businesses and 2 books. So I'm really happy, because I'm using the skills that I had as a writing teacher to now promote myself. So my first thing that I did was I became an inventor, and I invented it for people my age. This is called Tip and Split. And I know usually you invent something to solve a problem. Well, I would go out to restaurants and I could not read the menu. The print was too small and the restaurant was too dark. So this device has a magnifier. It has a built-in light in the back. And then I added on, you can also figure out a tip and split the bill in 3 seconds. So I called it tip and split. So I actually had so much fun doing it. But because I was a new entrepreneur, I decided to hire people to help me get visibility. So I hired some publicity PR companies to help me promote my tip and split. I paid so much money and they never, ever did anything for me. So I got my own publicity. Then I decided to help other inventors on getting their own publicity. So I wrote a book about it. And my book is called How I Got My Product and QVC, The Today Show, The View, and More in My Retirement. Okay, so I did my journey and I used my skills as a writer to make an interesting book for other people to read so they don't have to pay the money I paid. So that was my first business. So now I'm using my career as a writing teacher to help other people my age or younger, or somebody younger who wants to write one for their parents. I'm helping them to write their life story. And I call it Write Your Selfie. And the reason is because young people always take selfies and old people don't. So this is a chance for them to write their selfie. So that was my second business. Okay, what I want to do is I want to inspire other older people to pursue entrepreneurship in their retirement, because I think it will keep them young, because I don't think I look 75. And that's because I wake up every morning excited about what I'm going to do that day. So this is my new book, and it's called Retirement. Dream big, take action, make money. Okay. And I interviewed 10 people who started a business in their 60s, 70s, and one of them in her 80s. And I tell their stories, and they all have different stories, but they have one thing in common, and that is all, they pursued their dream.
My name is Elizabeth O'Donnell, although I prefer going by Aaliyah's mom, and I am the founder and CEO of Aaliyah in Action. We are a nonprofit operating in Washington, D.C. We provide self-care packages and support books to birthing people and their families after they have experienced a perinatal, neonatal, or infant loss. We distribute these packages through hospital partnerships. Right now, we are partnered with 14 hospitals in the DC area. And then we also provide for non-hospital requests. And we are trying to expand nationwide to reach more families who need us.
My SCORE mentors have been absolutely fantastic in sharing their experience and accumulated wisdom. Vander is more than just a vehicle rental company. It allows people to get off of the leash and go anywhere. What really attracted me to SCORE when I went through the Small Business Administration, they were able to give me advice that was specific to my needs, the challenges that I was facing. As a veteran, anybody who's coming out of the military, take advantage of the people that are out there that have been through it and are willing to share of their time. And that's what the SCORE mentors bring.
I did 22 years active duty in uniform. And when I retired, I had a lot of job offers in the government, but something about putting on a suit and getting back in the government wasn't that appealing to me. So I wanted to do something completely crazy and wild. Urban Dwell is an independent boutique-style gift store offering carefully curated, fun and trendy merchandise. When you walk in, you're like, oh, I've never seen that before. And that's kind of what I want. I've learned about SCORE through the military hosted events over the years. And so when we decided to open a business, I knew SCORE was going to be the right place to find valuable information. My SCORE mentor, Richard Rose, whom I've since come to call him my guardian angel, he was there every step of the way. The biggest challenge with opening the business was the startup, securing a space, getting the right permits. All that was completely foreign to me, and without SCORE, we may have never gotten through that process.
I opened up 10 retail stores in my career.
So I understand that the challenges that one has to overcome. What he did in the military prepared him. It's not the same thing, but clearly a lot of the same skill sets that one carries through is going to have an impact on his success in life.
My first jewelry show is more intimidating than my time in Afghanistan, but it's been fun.
Victorwear is an active, inspirational activewear brand, and our mission is to create economic opportunities for differently abled people, and also to inspire fellow victors across the world to be victorious. And we define victors as people who overcome obstacles through sheer grit and determination. And that really describes a lot of my journey with my son, who is also co-founder of Victorwear, and he has high functioning autism. So this company he is the inspiration.
My company's name is CNA Simulations VR, and we are creating a suite of virtual clinical simulations to support nursing assistant education, with the goal of unblocking the pipeline of caregivers to take care of older adults. And so the context for that is just that there's a shortage of caregiving professionals. The baby boomer generation is aging. And right now, the way that you become a nursing assistant, which is a type of caregiver, requires you to have a classroom part of your learning and a clinical part of your learning that takes place in a nursing home. What we're doing is we're simulating that nursing home component so that some or all of the training can be done virtually.
Because remember, what we're talking about in the swoop closet, the swoop hanger, is transitioning products that can serve you in one way and in another way. Right. And so the swoop hanger allows you, you can transition garments so that you can use all areas of your closet organizer system. It also helps you to protect garments so that they're not sweeping the bottom of the carpet, but also they help you in terms of transitioning garments for travel.
So we're, a continuity of operations company. And one of the things that we always want to ensure with folks is that they know where they are on the readiness cycle. And so we kind of had to put it into a package that allowed folks outside of government or emergency services to really understand. And so the Compass approach really is allowing folks to understand where they are with their readiness. So some people who say, oh, we're ready for anything, then sure, we can come in and we can test that and show you whether you are or not. Or basically someone that's really lost can say, we don't even know where to begin. And so we come in and ask them a bunch of questions about, what plans do you have? If none, then that's where we start. So it really is, the Compass approach really is, again, finding your way in the world of readiness.
Basically, like everything else, you're doing it because you need it in your household or for your own family. So as you know, we live in the Washington, D.C. area, and my kids were a lot younger. You were out and about at the monuments or at a local restaurant, the zoo, in any place like that where it's high traffic bathrooms. You know what you're going to get basically when you go in those bathrooms. It's going to be toilet paper missing or soap or whatever the case is going to be missing. So I got home one day and my wife at the time was like, we got to do something about this, I'm tired of going to these bathrooms. And that was the genesis of developing a restroom kit. It was just out of a need of making sure you had everything you needed when you went into any bathroom. That means when you go in the bathroom, whether you were at work or you were spending a weekend with the kids or you're on vacation. So that was the genesis of just developing the kit itself.
I've been in the field for over 24 years, and as a manager working in behavioral health, building programs across the state of Maryland. And I found that, first of all, it was always difficult to find a mental health specialist, particularly Black mental health specialists. And not only were there very few Black therapists, there's also a long wait to get into therapy, no matter who the therapist is. And I just saw that there was a need there. And when I opened Work Life, we opened it as a behavioral health urgent care clinic. So we see people the day they call, they can be seen the same day, just to reduce that wait time for services.
The intensity after 5 years of running at such a high level left me feeling really drained and pretty detached from life. And then came the curveball of COVID. So I relocated from California to Maryland, and I took a much needed 6-month respite. And then upon re-entering the work field, I had applied to numerous clinics, I had interviewed extensively, but none of these engagements were really resonating with me. And strikingly, as I was going through a lot of these interviews, I kept hearing the words echoed, have you ever thought about starting your own clinic? And I was hearing this from some of the business owners that I was sitting with. This was echoed from fellow colleagues that I had and even ex-patients.
Socially responsible enterprise. And we work with a couple different populations. Our vision, Laura, is to create what I call our purposeful business circles in major regions of the world. Now, the Purposeful Business Circle is a community of entrepreneurs that come together every month to support each other, to learn and develop themselves as individuals, as leaders. I also believe we're all very wise, and we just don't know it. And we all have our own answers. So in our circles, we ask a lot of questions. We don't give advice. We believe everyone has their own answers. They just haven't been asked the questions to get to those answers. So our job is to ask questions. And we use my book called Evolutionary Work.
It's interesting for me because a lot of people start a business thinking about solving a problem outside of, what people need, or my business was started for my own mental health because I had spent so many years kind of making art for other people, and you kind of lose yourself in that where you kind of don't know what kind of art you make anymore. Then I had my daughter, and then you kind of lose yourself in being a parent. So when I was ready to go back to work, I was in a place where I just didn't know what kind of art I made. I didn't know who I was. I was in a weird place. So I thought, well, I'll start this little side business hobby and create my own art and see if people are interested in buying it. And honestly, I didn't think it was going to be anything until I met my SCORE mentor, who said, there's something really great here. You got to push it. And before I knew it, it was a full-fledged business.
At Let's Chow, we help veterans and military spouses find their way into the culinary arts industry through food truck rentals, hands-on food operations training, business consultation, and more.
So hi, my name is Paulina Enriquez. I am the director and the owner of Wonder Kids Learning Center. My center provides care for children 3 months to 5 years old. We have an Spanish immersion program. I truly believe that education can change the world. So it's not only the business of having a daycare, is I know how important are the first years of life and how can we contribute so all of my children will, not only develop knowledge and not only develop skills, they also will develop social emotional skills, like how to handle conflict, how to be creative, persistent, how to manage feelings. So for me, that's make it special. My center is that we not only focus in the academic part, we focus most in what are going to be these skills for life.
I originally went to college for audio production, and I was told that to be successful in my industry, I needed to live in one of 3 cities, either New York, Los Angeles, or Nashville. And I thought it was completely absurd that there were supposedly only 3 places in the entire world where I could live if I had a successful career. So I believe there was a need for someone to work with audio creators and talent outside of those 3 cities. And I knew from going to school that I had the technical skills for something like this, but unfortunately had absolutely zero experience with any audio business or business at all. And I really didn't know where to turn for help after I graduated. A little bit later in 2019, that's when I first matched with Gary, and he really helped me get my feet off the ground. I was just completely blown away with the support that I had access to through both SCORE and Gary, and had no clue that something like this existed. I went from just editing a single show by myself to hiring 2 additional engineers and editing dozens of projects in about 3 years' time, many of which have won prestigious awards for audio, like the Audioverse Awards and Signal Awards.
Hi, my name is Cristina Doria. I founded Doria Wines with my brother Marco. We are from Torino, Italy. And for now a little over a year, we have been importing Italian native grape varieties. We work with small winemakers in Italy who make very small production wines. We're talking about maximum 24,000 bottles a year. The smallest producer actually makes 5,000 bottles. Quality and authenticity are the things we're looking for, but we're also looking for wines where the winemaker doesn't really mess with wines. What that means is like careful viticulture, sustainable, responsible farming, and also minimal intervention in the cellar. So really not adding anything and correcting the wine. They're yummy, and I hope you can try them soon.
My name is Venus Siobhan Williams, and I am a chef. And my business is Spectacular LLC, and I own the Delirious Food Trailer. And on the Delirious Food Trailer, we prepare potatoes. That's our whole theme, is about potatoes, all varieties of potatoes. So I specialize in the sweet potato, white potato, red potato, all yellow potatoes. We stuff them, load them, bake them, fry them, and mash them.